Guys, welcome back to Kuma Style Reviews where my camera's falling. We got another piece from Sentinel's Chou Ronin Warriors line. This time it's Sage of the Halo. So, very cool. I like the green and things like that. Honestly, it's been so long since I've seen Ronin Warriors that I don't remember a ton of it. I remember the gist, the characters, things like that, but I'm not a hardcore fan. These are just really cool figures and I'm more in it for that than like an attachment to the series. But really quick, alright? A lot like Rio, he is just under, well, just over actually, 6 inches. So 1/12 scale. Alright. And getting the camera off of the stand here just so we can look at the accessories. So you see that on his doll there he has the armor, but variety of faces, including his mask face, variety of hands. This hair actually goes on the back side of the helmet. And then that's just an alternate piece to his back. So you see how the weapon's on the back right there? This just has it plain. Alright? So again, everything in the box. We'll get on getting this one reviewed. These are pretty straightforward figures, so we'll make this short. Okay. Give you guys a roundabout of him, unarmored. Really nice sculpt. Articulation. Now the head pegs in, but there's still a ball joint on the other side of the peg, so it is a ball jointed neck, things like that. But there we go. Upward, downward. It does have rock. Then 360. And there's a separate, as you can see, a separate ball joint where the neck meets the clavicle there. And honestly, I really don't like that because when you turn the head, it turns the neck, and it just makes for some confusion. But the one area where it does help is like the upward and downward, because then you have two joints that are doing that motion. Alright? Some flexibility there. 360 when it comes to the butterfly. Alright. Around, above parallel, bicep swivel, double jointed. The wrists do have rock one way, then can 360. Alright. I believe they're ball joints that they peg out on. We'll see in a second. Waist, this upper part. Now I'm not sure if that's a ball joint or not. I'm not exactly trying to pop it off right now and see, but you see it has the rock. There is some side-to-side movement there as well. Now the waist itself does have more movement, about 45 degrees each way. It also has rock. And let's check out the back bend. Really good there. As well as the ab crunch. Not a ton of ab crunch, but still goes over okay. Now no hip skirts to worry about in the unarmored mode, so... But the crotch piece is pretty thick. Okay. Double jointed knees. Tilt. Rock. And then the front of the foot moves. Okay. So that's the gist of that. What we're going to go ahead and do right now is get them armored. Come back. Okay, and here we go. Go ahead and give him another measurement. Outside of the helmet, there shouldn't be too much that makes him too much higher, but he is. So we're looking at now, because of the crest on the helmet, he goes from just over 6 feet to just under, I would say just over 6 1/4. I feel comfortable, even though it's a little bit taller, calling it 6 1/4 there. The armor, it's a mixture of magnets and clips. So magnets for the leg pieces and like pegs, things like that. Really simple to get on. Alright, so one thing I noticed is that there's a double hinge on the shoulder joints there. So boom, you can have it's that double hinge joint to get them out as well. Just to make sure that's out of the way if you're moving the arms and things like that. Very cool, very smart engineering on Sentinel's parts. Giving them credit for that. Now giving you guys a roundabout here. It's a really clean look to all of these so far. Very pretty line. The only real difference where you're going to see articulation is going to be limited. The hip skirts move out of the way, but that's about what you get. And that just unpegged right there. Yep. Okay, there we go. The joints really are nice and tight. But you still have like that, but the torso armor is all one piece, so you lose that ab crunch completely, which stinks. And it's not too far off because it was already limited from the crotch piece there, so I'll give it that. And again, those are the pieces that magnet. And believe it or not, they actually magnet really well, but I'm actively handling the figure, so trust me, I would let you guys know if it was trash. Alright. And that's the gist of it in armored mode. Now let's go ahead and take a look at maybe holding the weapons, some additional faces, things like that. In fact, change out the faces. It's simple, and it's the exact same thing on the unmasked head too. Alright. Trying to make sure it pegs in flush there so the mask goes on correctly. There we go. This is yelling face. And I do like the balance on these guys, even when it seems off a little bit. Like most figures, it would just fall over and stuff. This one seems to catch itself very, very well. It's pretty cool. Alright, so yelling face. And then there's a side eye, but go ahead and just do the full mask face instead. Let's actually move the figure itself to the side, the body. Okay. Oof, did I not find the... Like there we go. Very cool in my opinion. Alright. And here he is with the Corn Ken. A really long sword. Getting ready to pull the Thunderbolt cut. It's really cool. Okay, and closing this guy out, here he is next to Rio. I'm not even gonna lie. Rio, even setting this shot up, probably took 10 minutes between getting parts and just getting him to stand up straight, really floppy. Armor doesn't hold on as well. Even stupid stuff like the head doesn't turn as much. They fixed the connector piece where it was completely separate on Ryo, like the little hair, and now it just clips into the helmet on Sage. Honestly, this is one of the biggest improvements I've seen Sentinel do between two pieces in a line ever. And I've got almost all of their products. Huge improvements from Rio to Sage. So if you weren't too impressed with Rio, I highly recommend, if you want to stick with the line, to pick up Sage because it's night and day. The joints, the fitment on the armor, just the general engineering to it and things like that. Wow. A friend of mine told me that it was a lot better, and I didn't expect much because of the company, but no, this is bleh, meh, kind of trashy, to an actual decent freaking figure. So hopefully this is the standard going forward. But yeah, this has been a review for Sentinels. KaDou. Yeah, I think that's how you say it. I'm not. I think it's KaDou Ronin Warriors line. Again, Sage the Halo. Dude, Freaking awesome figure. Check out the written article and gallery on kumastyle.com. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next review.